I'm glad Drew has managed to get where she is today. She truly did have a hard home life. Drew has survived more in Hollywood. She comes from a family of big drinkers.
The Barrymores in the 30s and the 40s were the most prominent acting family in Hollywood.
They were all famous people of the theater, and they were respected, and they were talented, and they drank.
Hey, come on, can I get you a glass of milk, honey?
Milk? I'm a Barrymore. Get me a drink and make it a double.
I mean, there were generations of Barrymores who were keen on the drink.
Yeah, my whole family was definitely, they were all drinkers, and they abused it, and they say it's hereditary, and I'm sure it is, because I have a long list of it.
And it didn't help that she had a toxic relationship with her mother. Before we get into it all, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and like the video, cause it helps me out a lot. Drew Barrymore started her career when she was only 11 months old.
That's why a baby should have his very own baby food, and why a puppy should have his very own puppy food.
That's you right there, right?
And a few years later she was hired to be in the movie E.T. Her life took a tragic turn at the age of 7 years old. She was already a superstar in Hollywood, and she was hanging out with big celebrities. She was also going out to clubs like Studio 54 at that young age.
Maybe your first drug, for goodness.
As I said then, they were friends, but they weren't really friends. And to me, it just seemed normal. All the people I were around did it, and I thought it was a way of life that was just normal to be living.
But I mean, the people you were around weren't the same age as you, they weren't.
No, I always had older friends. I was always with a very advanced older crowd from when I was about 6.
Drew claimed that she enjoyed hanging out with older people, and she liked learning from them. She was always surrounded by alcohol, cigarettes, and drugs at a young age. She had to grow up too soon.
Dancing on tables at Helena's and Studio 54 and Limelight and every club on the planet and partying it up, doing whatever I wanted whenever I wanted.
You grew up too soon.
At first, I really didn't know the difference. I was like 6 years old, hanging out with a bunch of 25-year-olds. I liked being around older people. I felt like I could relate to them better.
Why?
Just because they were more experienced. I didn't want to go off and play Barbies. I wanted to go out to a club and dance.
I know adults who've met you who say that, you've never been 8. That, you always hung out with adults, talked to adults, and really had a lot of adult friends.
What's even more weird is the fact that she talked about where she got all that alcohol. She shares that she was invited to these events because she was part of the Hollywood crew, and it was good publicity for the bar she was in. How is a kid being at a club good publicity?
Where'd you get alcohol from at 9?
Parties, friends, bars, clubs.
What were you doing at bars at 9?
A lot of the time it was for parties that I was invited to. A lot of the time I would walk up and they would be like, oh, it's little Drew Barrymore. Come right in, good publicity,
So you started drinking at 9? Mm-hmm. To prove a point, or to feel good, or to get drunk, or what?
Well, I didn't really know. I mean, when I was 8, I had 2 glasses of champagne. And boom, I was like tipsy and, bubbly, the life of the party. And I felt so good. All my problem had seemed, to disappear for that hour that I was out of it.
In her book Little Girl Lost, she details the first time she learned about adult intimacy. At this point she was only 9 years old. She was at a birthday party. She was actually given a drink at this party, and she slow dances with a guy named Emilio, who was 22 years old. Drew was really struggling at young age. By the age of 13, Drew found herself in rehab. She was struggling with addiction and she felt hopeless. And at some point, she tried to take her life.
Be where I am now, because when I was here, I didn't see that. I thought I would be here forever. I never thought I was going to make it.
So where was her mother when all of this was happening to her? In my opinion, she was very negligent.
Where were you when she was going to parties and bars at 9?
I was never with her at bars at 9, but I would go with her to parties. There were a lot of industry functions and then private social/business functions. And when we got there, we would stay together for time, then she would go her way and I would go my way.
When she turned 14 years old, she decided she wants to emancipate herself from her mother. This means she wanted to become a legal adult before the age of 18. She would gain the rights to her money. As of now, Drew and her mother have a rocky relationship. She even had a wedding without her. But they are trying to get along.
We both discussed it, and we just thought it would be best.
Really?
Yeah.
So you didn't just not invite your mother?
No, we really spoke about it as, that's where I feel like a grown-up, is with my mom.
Yeah.
Drew is focused on being a good mother to her children. I don't know a lot of people who could survive what she went through. So, we need to give her props for that.
And I raised my girls so much more traditionally and quietly and very protectively, and it's such an antithesis to my upbringing. I said to my own daughter, you know, she was like, something came up and I said, I'm not your friend. I'll never be your friend. I'm your mother. And I had a mother who was a friend, and we're not going to.
In the meantime, please do check out my next video and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.